you came, Russell, after 17 years in the Federation world. You ended up, right, 17 years. You ended up in J&F, one of the oldest, and during that time, archaic is somewhat of a negative term, but it wasn't doing too well, organization. Why and how has your vision evolved to take on, if you will, Herzl's dream for Zionism, coming from the Federation world to this world, and how does that affect your day-to-day application in modern life, and what the effects are that you want to make?
From here? Can you hear me? All right. You know, I think the most fascinating piece of Herzl to me is the marketing piece of what an individual could have done to inspire people to connect to a vision that you have to imagine over 110 years ago, that did not have fax machines and did not have DVDs and disk drives and what do you call those keys? What do you call them?
Discount keys.
Discount keys. And didn't have Facebook and all of the tools that we have today. This is an individual that decided to send letters. And you got to imagine the time. A letter took 6-8 weeks to go. And somebody had to respond back. And yet he was driven, and it's part of what I believe and I hope that you have on the passion of what our work is all about. That we have a role and we have an objective that we have to do. Now, I spent 17 years in a movement that I loved for many of them. And I chose in my own professional career that I was leaving it. I left it because I lost, every day was about the bylaws and the constitutions and the organizational charts. And that's not what I came from a business world to do. I came to a business world, to a nonprofit world to make a difference. And by accident, I slipped into the J&F world. Ronald Lauder was the new president of J&F. I didn't know him. He asked me to spend a couple of years reorganizing the organization with him. And I've been there for 12 years and enjoyed every day. And every day I wake up and I love going to work. But I take the Herzl message that I have to tell you, maybe I didn't know enough about until I came to the J&F. And the Herzl message was, for me, how do you make things happen beyond all adversity? How do you decide that you're just going to do it? That you're not going to get caught up in all the naysayers and you're not going to be told what you cannot do. That you're just going to go forward. And so for me, it was that opportunity that was given to me at the J&F and that opportunity that I believe I have today of continuing to building an organization together with volunteers, lay leaders, very much involved, but being part of a vision and always knowing what the objective is and not getting caught up by organizational logo egos. And if you do, you'll lose. The Jewish people will lose. And one of the things that we strive for, and I hope we never lose, is entrepreneurship and lack of logo ego. If the objective is to accomplish this, then go for it. It doesn't matter whose name is on it. Find the partners that work with you, and that's something that's been allowed for me at the J&F. And I think that if you look at the history of Herzl and the movement, that's how it started and continued, and we lost it in some other place.